What makes humans different than the rest of the food chain is not that we're at the top of it.
George Watsky had unusual roots as a rapper. He started with spoken word poetry, making his mark with witty, not overly pretentious poems like Drunk Text, Message to God, and Viva Virgin.
I loved it. I'd never seen performance, I'd never seen writing be so immediate and so engaging for people my age.
From the beginning, Watsky embodied the one word that separates rap from all other medium. He was real. His early music was a balance between the ridiculous, almost satirical verses about how sexy pimples can be and what it's like to perv on your friends' mothers in high school. Because of this, George always spoke from his perspective and even actively challenged his own right to appropriate rap culture. In a time when most white rappers were affecting hip-hop culture or disrespecting its roots for a laugh, Watsky turned introspective. In a conversation-style song featuring Catch Wreck, Watsky and Catch try to understand the position they both play in the unfolding story of hip-hop.
I mean, appropriation has a lot to do with disrespect, so as a participant in hip-hop, you have to have supreme respect for what it came from.
Watsky doesn't win the conversation, and neither does Catch, but the song draws out the challenges they both face in a respectful, intelligent dialogue.
I want the acceptance, like the hip-hop community, but I'm gonna push on without it.
The next 3 years of Watsy's career saw him working with Kush Modi and strengthening his association with Dumbfounded, a big step into the maturity of his sonics, but not necessarily his voice. The songs on Nothing Like the First Time were eclectic. They sounded great and had individual merit, but they lacked consistency. There was no solid thematic link beyond Watsky retelling his experience. Verses addressed privilege, guilt, loss, and were, by their very nature, more experimental.
It takes a real brilliant mind to come up with the weird way around things.
Right.
Watsky's evolution as an artist and as an adult became the focus of his 2013 album, Cardboard Castles. The new album was consistent sonically. Its slick production strings together tracks into an experience, and, ironically, for the first time, we saw skits introduced as part of the album's experience. While his musical maturity evolved, Watsky retained the subversive humor that makes his work feel so authentic. Tracks like Ugly Faces feel juvenile when put next to tracks like Dedicated to Christina Lee, even more so when you consider the challenges faced after this album. In the height of his success, Watsky's Warped Tour was paused after a painful stage diving accident.
Who's listened to All You Can Do is just something that's really, it's been the issue of the past year for me that I've been trying to sort out and make sense of.
This incident became the inciting focus for his next album, All You Can Do. Where Watsky's previous work was humorous and tended to reflect George's growth, All You Can Do was different.
The general concept of the video is that things keep repeating over and over again, but it's being composited with my mouth, so it looks like I keep rapping forwards even though the action's repeated.
I'm a phenomenon, and I gotta bring pain in the octagon. When I want a spit game at a soccer mom, I get it quicker than the left lane on the Autobahn, fast.
The 2014 tracks were mature. The combination of beautiful vocal hooks with more lyrical verses and a consistent sound made for the first album that felt complete, not just a package of different ideas. The album addresses Watsky's identity as a rapper, poet, and son. Ink Don't Bleed, a track featuring Anderson .Paak, discusses George's relationship with his stage diving mishap, and the development of the humor in My First Stalker and The One shows a changed George. His latest album, X Infinity, feels like a tipping point. The album is a stunning blend of musical complexity and embedded storytelling, demonstrated particularly by the latter half of the album. X Infinity is a treatment of existence, mental health, and the state of society. Watsky doesn't try to change the world, though, or make sweeping statements. Rather, he focuses on phenomena in his own life and shares his own beliefs, often, sometimes, just to let us realize that the world is more complicated than we would prefer. The sonic consistency, created through esoteric beats, aligns with Watsky's new, more coherent voice. And of course, the back four tracks create the Lovely Suite, a frame for the story of Watsky and his place in the world. The Lovely Suite is composed of 4 tracks and examines how a man's failed suicide led to Paul Watsky's heightened appreciation for piano, and eventually his love for music, something that created George Watsky's own love for music. The suite ends with Watsky discussing his projection for the future, cutting off mid-verse. 3 minutes of silence follow, where we hear someone drunkenly reciting Chance the Rapper's verse from Ultralight Beam, and these kind of constant subway sounds in the background. The silence and the beat that conclude the lovely suite mirror the beginning of Tiny Glowing Screens Part 3, the first track on the album, and they effectively construct a loop. So in a way, X Infinity, while it exists in a loop, is about existence. The album exists, but is finished. But because we all exist on a continuum, the album never really ends. This could be Watsky's expression of mono no aware, the Japanese aesthetic of transience, or simply a reflection of his journey as an artist to this point. No matter how much we try to change, the art we made is always a part of the art we make. Watsky will always be one of my favorite rappers. He continues to grow, evolve, and mature, and seeing the change from witty odes about stealing girlfriends to new conscious explorations of being, without losing sight of his humor, is, I think, what makes him such a critical part of the rap scene. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. I really appreciate all the support you guys give on all of these videos, all the likes, shares, favorites, all that stuff. If you want to subscribe, you can click that subscribe button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, I publish every 2 weeks, but the best way to make sure you don't miss one is if you go to my channel, so you click on my name down below, get a little bell icon, and you click on it, and then you go send me all notifications. That way, whenever I make a new video, you get an email, or you get a text, or whatever it is. It'll go straight to your phone, and you won't miss a single new Antagonist video. I'm also on Patreon, patreon.com/The Antagonist. If you want to go there, you can support me directly there. Thanks as always to Daniel Larson, who mixed the beats for this episode. They're all Watsky tracks, but he mixed them all together and made them sound great. Let me know what you think of Watsky in the comments down below, what you think of rap as a whole, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.
I like words and rhymes that I feel like haven't been used a lot before.